misconception around how we look at acceptance. What tends to happen with acceptance is we very, very much get into a position instantly where certain emotions we feel that we need to cling on to. This is a famous one. We think, I must cling on to anger, because anger is an emotion I don't want to get rid of. I must hold on to all my feelings. Now, learning to become more rational doesn't detract from learning to become more rational doesn't take away feelings. We can still feel. It turns down the exaggerated response. That's a key part of what Albert Ellis talks about. It turns down the exaggerated response. So if I was scared of, I was very, very frightened of, for example, let's look at some sort of situations where people get confused. If I was scared of making a mistake, which is a common one, okay, so I was very scared of making a mistake, that doesn't mean acceptance is agreement. So I would still be aware that I don't like making mistakes. I would prefer not to make a mistake, but at the same time I realize that if I make a mistake, I'm a fallible human being who can make mistakes, and it's not the end of the world if I do make a mistake. Now, that doesn't mean I want to. It doesn't mean I'm agreeing with it. It means I'm making peace with even if I did make a mistake. And that's key. So that doesn't mean I'm more likely to make a mistake. The same as if I had cancer. The same as if I had cancer, I would be accepting of having cancer and would want rid of the cancer. I wouldn't want the cancer, but I could accept having it. That's key. So I think that's really important. That's a really, really important thing to focus on, to think about, because that often gets mistaken. People often make a mistake related to that. They think, oh, I'm going to lose all my feelings. This book, How to Stubbornly Refuse to Make Yourself Miserable, is going to make me lose all my feelings relating to anything. It's absolutely not that. If that was the case, Albert Ellis, who's a super, super smart guy, would have had to not write the book, but that's not the case. And all the work is coming from the Greek and Roman philosophy, the likes of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca the Younger, all of this stuff from the past, which forms those philosophy principles, form the foundations of rational emotive behavior therapy, CBT, and all the work that Albert Ellis covers in those books. So that's really, really important to think about, because what we tend to do is when you first hear how to stubbornly refuse to make yourself miserable about anything, we initially think, that's too extreme. How can we need to be miserable? Well, why do we want to cling on to misery? Might want to think about something as sad or not very helpful or really not great, but misery, why would you want to hold on to that? Same as I don't enjoy being really angry. So by being rational, I never get into a position where I'm really, really, really angry. Well, that's not to say I don't always. Sometimes I choose to be irrational. So that can happen. Maybe if I'm getting a parking ticket or something, I might let myself get angry. So those kinds of situations.